Okay, so here, the last transaction that we did here was putting money into the cash register. Okay, right? We follow the same exact rules as a petty cash fund. Okay, but this time we're putting money into our register. Okay, and that's what we did. We put $310 in there. Okay. Other things that we have here is we finished our journal number 5, so we are on journal number 6 now.
You mean 7?
No, we are on 6. I'm on 6. Journal number 6, because we finished page 5 last time. So we are on page 6, and we are setting up our store. So right now we are on the 16th, I believe. 16th of June, Sunday. All right. So this is what we have next is that here are the price points to what we sell at our store. Okay. We're going to act as someone who sells coffee. So we have our medium coffee cups. All right, hold on. This is not the full one. Let me push this down so we can see the whole menu. Okay. So this is what we have here. We sell regular coffee and Supreme coffee, but we sell it by the coffee cup. Okay, so that's what we have. Our price points are here. Okay, $1.99 for our medium regular cups, and then $2.99 for our large regular. And then as we get to the Supreme, they're just $1 more expensive. Okay, and we even sell our coffee mugs in store for $6.99. And we also act as a wholesaler. So we have Albert Allen. We hired him as a sales representative to reach out to other stores that want to purchase our coffee as well and sell it at their store or brew it themselves at their store. So we also are a supplier. Okay, so we're gonna also sell to our customers. Okay, in by the pound. Okay, $3.29 a pound for regular and $3.99 a pound for the Supreme. And we also sell the coffee mugs at discounted price of $4.99. Okay, so those are our price points when setting up our store, so you guys know when we do the when we go down below and have the calculations for the coffees that we sell that day, it's already calculated for you. Okay, and this is the reasoning why each item is that much. Okay, so here we are. Now we're on the very next day here. It is finally September, the 17th of June, Monday, okay? And we need to first off pay LV Remodeling for the reinforcement for the foundation, which is invoice number 1760, and we're going to write a check, okay? So in this case, what am I going to do here? How am I going to journalize this transaction here?
LV Remodeling.
LV Remodeling. Okay, what about them? What is it about them that I have to involve this transaction for? What am I doing to this vendor?
Paying the check.
You're paying them with a check. Why am I paying them a check?
If you want a record of paying them.
Okay, but why am I paying them?
like remodeling the storefront or something like that?
No, this one, we already paid for that one earlier. Okay, this one is for the reinforcement for the foundation for the coffee grinder.
I think that expense is still in the miscellaneous expense, right? So we need to take it out of there.
Okay, so we recorded it when we received a bill, right? We recognized this was a miscellaneous expense. However, why am I paying them now?
You have a certain time limit?
Okay, why? Okay, so you said due in 5 days. So what does that mean? What did I record this transaction as before when I received the bill?
Invoice?
It's an invoice. So if it's an invoice, if someone billed you, what does that mean? This is not as hard as I'm asking you. Why are you paying them? Because you
Did you owe them?
because you owe them. So what account tells me that you owe money to a person?
Accounts payable.
Accounts payable, and you are paying them today, right? So that means you no longer owe them. So that's exactly what I was trying to get at is why are you paying them now? Because you owe them, and now you're telling them I'm not owing them anymore because I'm paying them with a check. Okay? Now, accounts payable, right? We know to be account number 20,000 and the checking is 10,100. How do I know how much I owe this person? Well, how did you get that number? Where did you find that number?
From the invoice.
Where's the invoice?
You can look it up in the subsidiary.
The subsidiary ledger. Yes, excellent. That's where we recorded all of our invoices and all the information in there. So in this case, if I have to go to LV Remodeling, here you go, LV Remodeling, invoice number 1760, right? How much do I owe them?
The 1560.
We owe them 1560. Okay, so therefore, that's how much I'm going to make a payment for is 1560. Right? It even says that when we recorded this bill, right? It even says that it's due today, June 17, right? All right. So, now that I figured out my amount here, right? What do I need to do next? What do you, okay, but okay, if I write that LV Remodeling, right? LV Remodeling, invoice number 1760.
And the check number.
Okay, well, what check number did I write?
Well, we would go to the check register.
Yes, you need to go to the check register first to figure out what number you're going to write. So in this case, it is June 17. We're going to be writing check number 1517 for how much?
The 1560.
To who? LV Remodeling Co. Okay, so now I have this piece of information that's pretty crucial because this is something that makes it easy to keep track of where I spent the money. You're not going to mail out $1,560 to LV Remodeling. No, the safest way and the best way to keep track of it is to write them a check for 1517. Check number 1517. So that's exactly what you do. You're going to put the invoice and you're also going to put in the check number. Okay. All right, so what's next?
The ledger.
The ledger. We need to update our account. So the first account that we see here is accounts payable. What are you going to put here?
Invoice 1760.
Invoice 1760. What else?
The check number.
Page 6 now. And we're going to debit our account for 1560. So what should be my new ending balance in my accounts payable account?
I got 13,020 296 and 40.
Good. Excellent. Okay. All right, we got to update our checking account. What am I going to put here?
Check 1517.
So, how much money should I have left in the bank?
We're kind of below. We're minus $70.08.
Good. We have negative $70.08. Now, in this case, can the bank charge me my NSF check right now, which is a non-sufficient funds check? Why?
It's not cashed yet.
Good. They wouldn't charge you just yet because they haven't cashed. We just wrote it today. We're gonna send it through mail. It's gonna take anywhere from 1 to 2 business days to get it to the LV Remodeling, and then the LV Remodeling has to put it into their bank, and it's gonna process another 1 or 2 days. So in this case, realistically, no. In our books, it may say that we don't have enough money, but that's just so then when we keep track of our own money, then we can make a decision. Oh my gosh, I've spent too much money. I need to stop writing checks from here on out and use other methods of payments to pay for things. Or I can use this as a way of making sure, okay, well, I know realistically, today I just had my grand opening sales. I'm going to make money and I'm going to deposit the money right away. In that case, then you be safe. All right, so in this case, right, the bank, we have to treat this as another institute where they don't, when the way that they follow the rules, right, when you write a check, that doesn't mean it takes out of your bank account automatically, right? You have to assume that it takes 1 to 2 business days to mail over. then whoever's receiving on their end has to submit it, and it takes 1 to 2 days for them as well. Okay? So, and on top of that, what if that other vendor decides to wait till the end of the week to then cash out their checks? Then this could stay in your bank account for the longest time, all right? So in this case, this doesn't technically mean I'm going to get charged right away, but this does give us like a little kind of a heads up, hey, we're spending too much money now to the point where we are borderline, have a possibility, a potential that we could fault on our payments, or we could be end up getting charged. But if you remember, right, we applied for a line of credit, which will help us protect our overdraft protection fee, right? It will, but they still charge us interest because we end up dipping into the $10,000 that was borrowed. All right, but for now, we're just gonna assume nothing's gonna happen yet, just because we just cut the check today, and we have to assume that it will take at least 5 business days for the other person to receive it and cash it out on their end. Okay. So in this case, this is what I like to do. I don't like to mess with the formula, because at the end of the day, what's gonna happen is a negative debit is equal to a regular credit, right? What I want you to do here is I want you to just type it into the credit side, right? $70.08. That's our credit, right? And what I want you to do is I want you to hide this formula. How do I do that? I'm just going to change the font of my text to be white, so then I don't see it anymore, okay? It's still there. If I double click on it, it's still there. It just doesn't appear because I just changed the font to the same as the background color. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to always keep this formula intact, because as soon as you switch over to here and you start calculating your digits here and dragging the formula down, most likely we're not going to stay on the credit side for that long, right? We're going to be bouncing back and forth between the debit and credit side. But however, majority of the time, right, this is why it's called a normal balance, is because you normally would have a positive number of debits in your checking account, okay? You would never always be in the negative, like, check after check after check. No. Eventually you'll get out of the negatives and you'll become a positive, especially when you're doing business like this, okay? So in this case, I want to keep my formula in my debit column, and what I'm going to do is, since I already carried it over down below here, right, that means the next time I enter something in here, the formula is still intact with this. And again, all I did was just change the font color. I didn't delete it, okay? Because if you delete it, then it's going to ruin your formula from there on out, okay? I kept my formula in there. I just changed the font color to hide it, okay? So now it just tells me I have negative $70.08 in my bank account. All right. Okay, so now that I paid LV Remodeling, what do I need to do next?
Update the subsidiary.
I need to update the subsidiary, because I need to now say that, hey, LV Remodeling, I don't owe you anything anymore. Because right now it shows you that I owe $15.60. But in reality, today is the 17th, right? What do you want to write in here as your notes?
Payment check 1517.
Okay. Okay. For invoice number 1760. All right. And which column do I need to fill out? Yep, payment for sure, which will cause you to have a negative balance here, which means you have $0 that you owe to LV Remodeling. Okay, so they're completely done. You don't owe them anything anymore. Okay. So next we have is going to be, all right, Albert. Albert submits, okay, an order for order number 101 for Katie's Coffee's Corner. So let's take a look at this order. Okay. Let me push it. Let me bring it up just a bit so you can see it all. Okay. So here you go. This is the order. Okay. Right. We're gonna order number 101. We're gonna deliver to Katie's Coffee Corner. She wants 15 pounds of regular coffee, 10 pounds of Supreme Coffee, and 20 coffee mugs. Here's your subtotal, right? We're going to be asking a 50% COD due in 5 days, okay? We're going to charge her $30, okay? And the estimated total due is going to be $219.05, okay? In this case, what should I do with this transaction here? What am I going to do? Albert submitted an order for Katie's Coffee Corner.
Account receivable?
Okay, let's take a look at this. Did you deliver this today?
No.
When is it? When are you going to do it? You're going to do it on Wednesday, right? Wednesday, June 19. Did we receive any money?
Not yet.
Not yet. So in this case, what do we do with this transaction here? This is a sales order, okay? Similar to a purchase order, right? It's considered a non-posting transaction, meaning it's a potential sale, but nothing has happened yet. All they simply did was just order from us, right? And we have 2 days to complete this order and send it off. So in this case, right, Albert just submitted a simple order. Katie can call in and cancel at any given time, right? Katie can make changes if she wanted to any given time between now and the 19th. But in this case, right, this is just a simple sales order. Now, what should we do with this information? Because Albert was responsible for taking care of Katie's Coffee Corner. What's so significant about Albert being in charge of taking this order? What did we hire Albert as?
A 1099 worker.
A 1099 worker. And how does he earn money from us?
Commission?
He's a commission-based worker. So in this case, I'm going to go to my employees. In this case, section on my subsidiary ledger, I have commissions. So in this case, what I can do here is I can at least record that I have a potential sale, okay? From Katie's Coffee Corner, right? We haven't billed her yet, okay? But at least we know that it's a potential to get $219.05, okay? So that means when we do send it out and when we do finish and complete the sale here, right? Then I can record the 10% commissions that Albert gets from us, okay? And so on and so forth, okay? All right, at least what we can do is because Albert is in charge of keeping track of all of his sales, right? And submitting it to me because I'm the one that's going to pay him, right? Then that's what you have to do is, well, let's keep track of Albert to ensure that he does complete his sales. And so this is me keeping track of Albert, but Albert keeping track of himself as well because these sales are part of my business, right? Okay, there you go. All right, and the next transaction we have here is going to be our grand opening sales, okay? So here we have here that we sold a total of 69 cups of medium regular coffee. We sold 70 cups of large regular coffee, and we sold 81 cups of medium supreme coffee, and we have 84 cups of large supreme coffee. Okay, here we got the subtotal, right? The discount, and we have the sales tax, and we have the grand total. Now these are going to be all cash sales. So down below it says right here, deposit all cash sales to the bank. Okay. So let's break it down first by first. Okay, how are we going to journalize this transaction? What is this transaction about? What did we do? What did we do here?
You made some sales.
We made some sales, okay? Let's go ahead and take a look at our chart of accounts. What do our sales entail? Let's see. There we go. Sales, revenues. So what do we have here?
Sales discount.
We got sales discount going, okay? So as we can see here in my chart of accounts, I actually have to break it down. We got sales right here for regular coffee, sales for supreme coffee, sales ceramic coffee mugs. And then down below here, we got sales medium regular coffee, sales large regular coffee, sales medium supreme coffee, and we have sales large supreme coffee. So in this case, we are going to have to break it down by each individual coffee cup that we sell. So that's what this part is. So we're going to start with 4,300, 4,300, 4,350, 4,450, and 4,500. Okay, for the coffee cup sales. Okay. We also recognize there's a sales discount going on for 46,000. And last but not least, how did I receive the money? I stole something, right? What am I receiving at the end of the day? cash, okay, but do we actually have a cash account?
No.
No.
Checking.
Yes, because at the very bottom of the here, it says right here, you're going to end up depositing all the money into your checking account anyway. So in this case, that's the first thing we're going to recognize is checking. Okay? How much cash did we receive in grand total? How much cash did we receive in grand total?
745.94.
745.94. Okay. All right. What's the next thing I should be recognizing?
The individual items.
The individual items that you sold, right? So in this case, I have sales for medium regular coffee. Okay. Account number 4,300. Okay. And how much in grand total was selling the total of 79 cups gave me? How much money did I make off of selling 79 cups of the regular medium coffee? 157.21. Okay. Next item we have here is sales large regular coffee. Okay, I think that was account number 4,350. Okay. How much did I get from selling 70 large regular coffees? 209 and 30 cents. Okay. We have next going to be our sales for the medium supreme coffee, which was 44.50. Okay. So in this case, how much did I earn from that? $201.69. Okay. And then let's see. We also sold large supreme coffees, 4,500. For how much? $293.16. Okay. What else are we missing?
Sales tax.
Sales tax. Yes, we do. Let's see on a chart accounts what sales tax is. Sales tax. Sales tax. 27,000. Sales tax payable, 27,000 for how much? $56.85. Okay. Last but not least, what else am I missing? The discount. Yes. So in this case, sales discount 46,000. Let me double check that. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sales discount 46,000. Okay. For how much? How much? 172. 27. Excellent. Rule of thumb here, just to ensure there's no typos that you've made. So I'm going to do my equal sum real quick here. So I have 9, 18, 21 on the left, 9, 18, 21 on the right. So good. And last but not least, what description are you going to do to describe this sale? To describe this transaction?
Grand opening sale?
Grand opening sales. Good. Okay. What else?
%20 discount.
Good. Okay. So, my journal's complete. What do you want to do next?
Update the checking on the ledger.
Okay, let's do the ledger. All right, here we are. First thing we have here is checking. What's your note going to be here?
Sales.
Okay. Sales, so in-store sales. Okay, how much money did we earn in grand total? $745.94, which will bring my account in the positive. Okay, so again, that's why I don't like to translate the formula over to the credit side, because most likely you're going to be having a debit balance at all times. Okay, so I'm leaving my formula in my debit side. Okay. So I have a total of $675.86. So in this case, that should 100% cover your check. Okay, because again, if I deposit at the end of the day, maybe it's 6 o'clock now, it's gonna be deposited by tomorrow morning. Okay, so it should be okay from here. All right. What's next? we're going to tap into our revenues tab here. Sales discount. We'll kind of note what you want to put here.
So, 20% discount or?
That'd be perfect. Okay, 20. You can even say grand opening 20% discount. Okay. Still on page 6 of our journal. Okay. And we're going to debit our account for $172.27. And of course, since it's our very first entry into our ledger accounts, then your very first amount in your debit normal balance would be the same. Okay. Let's see what's next. Next is sales, medium, regular coffee. So here we got sales, medium coffee, regular coffee, supreme coffee, ceramic coffee mugs, and here we are. Medium, regular coffee. Okay. How many cups did you sell?
79.
We sold 79. However you want to do this, whether you just want to type a number here, what you can do at the very end of this column is under your totals, you can equal sum this and you'll get the total amount of cups that you sold. Okay. If you want to, you could even be more specific, saying 79 cups. Whichever makes it easier for you or whatever makes it best for you to record the information, you do however you like it. This one is straightforward that you sold medium regular coffee. Straightforward. They must be by quantity. So in this case, I'm going to say I sold 79 of them. Okay? Post reference. Okay? And this time we're on the credit side because this is a sale. Now, how much did I sell for 79 medium regular coffees? Yes, 157.21. Okay. Same thing here. You're going to have your beginning credit balance as 157.21. Okay. What about my large regular coffees? How many cups did I sell? We sold 70 cups. Okay. For how much? $209.30. Okay. What about our medium supreme cups? How many cups did I sell? We sold 81 cups. Okay. General Journal 6. Credit, how much?
Well, one.
201.69. Okay. Then we also sold some large Supreme coffees. How many cups in grand total?
84.
We sold 84. General Journal 6. For how much? 293.16. Okay. Last but not least, I charge sales tax. So that's going to be us moving into our liabilities. Okay. Because again, sales tax is what we collect for the government, right? We don't own that money. It's owed to the government. So here you go, sales tax payable. Right? This one's pretty straightforward. You normally would charge sales tax usually if it's like an in-store purchase, okay? If it's online, in this case we don't have an online store. So this one's as straightforward as it can possibly be. So if you want to put in-store, you can put in-store sales if it helps you. But this one is pretty straightforward. And how much tax did we collect? $56.85. Okay. Good. We finished the journal. We finished the ledger. What's next?
Update the inventory.
Okay. Yes, that is next. But I'm talking about wrapping up this particular transaction right here. That is next, but is there anything else we need to do? Do we need to go to the subsidiary ledger? Yes or no?
I don't think so.
Why? Why don't you think so? We did sell to customers, right? In this case, you're correct. The subsidiary ledger is actually when you keep records of customers that you sell on an account, where you have all their information, such as who they are, what did they owe you. So again, invoices. But if you're just selling to a general public, do you have to record every single cup that you sell and tell them exactly who who bought it from you? No, because some of those customers could be potential customers, right? That may come back, but they could be potential customers that may never come back, right? They come in because they see that you have a grand opening sale. They want to come in and be like, "Wow, let me try your coffee," and then, go from there, right? If those customers like your coffee, they come back. Okay, but in this case, we don't care to have to record every single person, okay? Because that would be too much work, right? especially if we don't care about the customers that don't ever come back, right? Why record their information if they don't ever want to come back to us? Makes no sense. Okay, so in this case, no, the subsidiary ledger is only meant for anybody that's a customer that wants to owe us on an account, and we collect all their information that's pertaining their particular sales. Okay, so in this case, no subsidiary ledger needs to be done here. Okay, now in this case, right, I've also mentioned one thing. We need to deposit all of our cash sales to the bank. Okay, because in this case, I have a whole bunch of cash, right? Is it going to magically appear in my checking account?
No.
No, you need to send somebody, or you or Bob himself is going to take all the money from the cash register that you've calculated your total sales for, right? Leave whatever the amount in the cash register is supposed to have, right? The $310, and collect all the money from the sales and put it into the bank. In this case, Bob is probably going to be like, I need to put the money in the bank now. Okay? Because right now I wrote a check that could potentially cause me to overdraft my bank account by $70. So in this case, what I'm going to have you do at the end of the day, you're going to record all of the cash, all of the checks, whatever that you had collected that day. At the end of the day, I'm going to have you deposit it to the bank. So in your general journal, right, we have the check register. We also have deposits, okay? And then your purchase order. So the deposits are here, right? In this case, we have a total of $745.94. And we're going to choose today, which is the 17th, to deposit that money. In this case, this is the end of the day. All sales will be recorded at the end of the day because, again, you wouldn't record in the beginning of the day, would you? You would wait till you close up the shop, have that person count all the receipts, look at your total amount of sales that you've collected, right? And then close up shop and so on and so forth, right? Deposit the money. So in this case, we are going to deposit the $745.94, right? At the end of the day. All sales are going to be done at the end of the day. Okay? And then now this money is going to go into our actual bank account itself because we physically went to the bank and deposited. Okay? Theoretically. Okay? Good. So then now we have this section here where we ended up using a total of 10 pounds of regular coffee and 15.5 pounds of Supreme coffee, right? We used it in order to make our coffees. So, how are we going to update our inventory? So in this case, right, it tells us that my inventory, how many pounds did I use for my in-store sales, right? So in order for me to produce all 79 plus 70, right? That's regular coffee, right? To help me produce 149 cups of coffee, I used 10 pounds of coffee. Okay, and here, in order for me to produce 165 cups of coffee, of the Supreme coffee, I end up using 15.5 pounds. So in this case, right, I'm going to update my ledger, or I'm going to update my inventory. Okay, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and dive right here because we have perpetual inventory, right? My perpetual inventory tells me, well, I need to update my inventory every single time I either make a sale or every time I make a purchase. So in this case, today is the 17th. We finally sold. In this case, we used 10 pounds of coffee. All right. In this case, what is my average cost per item right now? How much is it going to cost me to sell 10 pounds of coffee?
$1.60.
$1.60. Now, just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and use my equal round formula. Okay, so what is 10 times $1.60?
16.
Exactly, $16. Okay, so that's how much it cost me to sell, in this case, use my coffee in the store. It cost me $16. Now, in this case, if you want to do your math here, you can do so. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take it out from here right away, because what costing method are we using here?
Moving average.
We're using moving average. So if you remember what I taught you, right? I don't want you to move, change, do anything. I just want you to take the 125, subtract the 10, right? Should give you 115, right? And what you're going to do is you're going to subtract how much it cost you. So in this case, I started out with 200 and I sold 16. So therefore, I should be left with 184, which in this case, right, where we're looking here is constantly calculating our average cost. By taking 184 divided by 115, and you're still going to get the same amount of $1.60. Okay? And what I want you to do here is I want you to block this value out. Okay? It's still going to be there when you unblock it, but right now I don't want to focus on that because I don't want to accidentally click on something I don't want to look at other numbers to accidentally click the wrong one. So in this case, now I should have a total of 115 pounds left at a total of $184. Okay? And I used 10 pounds, which cost me $16. Okay? So that's the first one. So let's go ahead and go to our Supreme Coffee. Okay? Supreme Coffee, it is the 17. And this time we end up using 15 and a half pounds. So 15 and a half pounds. Now in this case, what costing method am I using to calculate my Supreme Coffee?
FIFO.
We're using FIFO. So in this case, how many batches of inventory do we have right now? In this case, we only have the one, right? The 125, okay? How much is it going to cost me per this batch? $1.80. So in this case, how much is it going to cost me if I used 15 and a half pounds at $1.80?
I got $27.90.
$27.90. Okay, so what I like to do for this one is I like to just take it directly off of my inventory on hand. So in this case, my formula should be in my total cost here. So if I just go ahead and take my quantity, right? 125 minus the 15 and a half, I should get a total of 197 and 10 cents. Okay, if you do your math, we originally started with $225 minus 27.90 should give you 197.10. Okay. All right. So that's what I have remaining on hand. This is how much I used for my store, $27.90 worth. So how am I going to journalize this in my journal? How am I going to journalize this?
of goods sold.
Cost of goods sold. So let's take a look at my chart of accounts. We have a cost of goods sold, which is going to be an expense. So what do we have a cost of goods sold of? We got a regular cost of goods sold. We have the cost of goods sold regular coffee, cost of goods sold supreme coffee. We even have a cost of goods sold for the ceramic coffee mugs. Okay, so 50/50, 5,100. Okay. Okay. Now, I have my values for the cost of goods sold, right? What are they? What's the cost of goods sold for my regular coffee? How much did it cost me?
$16.
It cost me $16, right? Because I end up using $16 worth of my inventory. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here is record that I used $16 of my inventory. What about my supreme coffee? How much did it cost me here?
$27.90.
$27.90. So in this case, that's exactly what I'm going to record. $27.90. Okay? Now, question to you. What's going to be my credit account? Where am I taking these amounts out from? Where am I taking these values out from? Okay. I sold all these cups of coffee and end up using X amount of pounds, right? So if I end up using these pounds, what happens to my inventory?
It shrinks.
It decreases. Good. So in this case, where are you taking it out from? You're taking it out directly from your inventory. So in this case, right, I'm taking it out from my regular coffee and I'm taking this out from my supreme coffee, right? Because I no longer have 125 pounds of regular coffee. I only have 115. I don't have 125 pounds of supreme coffee. I only have 184.5. So that's exactly what you have to do. You need to update your inventory accordingly. Inventory was Let's see. Inventory is 1220 and 1240. And you're going to take out $16 for my regular coffee and $27.90 out from my Supreme coffee. Okay? And here, I'll go ahead and give you this note so it kind of makes sense here that this was in-store use, right? That we used this coffee to produce the coffee cups in the store. So in-store use, not used. In-store use. Okay. So, now I need to go to my ledger to update these accounts and also actually update my inventory worksheet. Okay, so we're going to be diving into my cost of goods sold. Okay, so I have cost of goods sold. First one is regular coffee. Okay. How many pounds did I use for the regular coffee?
10 pounds?
We used 10 pounds. Okay. Which gave me a total cost of $16. Okay. Oh. Sorry, I keep messing up. Okay, there you go. Nope. Nope. Here. Okay. What about my Supreme? How many pounds did I use?
£15.5.
15.5 pounds. Good. For a total of $27.90 on the debit side. Okay, because this is an expense, right? We're getting rid of my inventory here. And I need to update my actual inventory. So I'm going to go to my actual inventory. All right, regular coffee. Right, I used 10 pounds. Okay, which is going to decrease my account by $16. So therefore, I should have $184 in my regular coffee account. Okay, which is true because this right here is supposed to match your inventory worksheet. Okay, if they do not match, then you either made a typo. Okay, in this case, my regular coffee, I have 100. I have the total amount at 184. Okay. So my Supreme coffee, I used 15.5 pounds. Okay, which decreased my account by $27.90, which gives me $197.10, which is correct, right? That's exactly what we have in our inventory worksheet. That we ended with $197.10 left of Supreme Coffee. Okay? So now you're noticing that everything that we're doing and everything, when we do accounting, everything's going to start matching at one given point. And when things match together, then the more accurate your accounting is. Okay? In this case, did I involve anybody to update my inventory? No. I did not hire somebody to move inventory out from my inventory, right? We opened them, used them, and then that was it. So no need for the subsidiary ledger. Okay, we already updated our inventory worksheet. So that's what we do when we have this type of scenario is we need to record in our journals. Okay, in this case, we did the inventory worksheet and then came back to our journal to record, and then we posted it to our ledger. Okay, any questions here?